They say history is written by the victors. But standing here in Parkville, it looks like history was actually fired in a kiln. Now, I'm looking at a building so compact it makes a modern studio apartment look like a cathedral. But don't let the footprint fool you. The history of the original Banneker School is far bigger than its physical form. It's a literal brick and mortar testament to a time when education wasn't just a right, it was a revolution. In 1885, when these walls first started rising, the scholars didn't have a dedicated roof. They were educational nomads, moving from the basement of the Missouri Valley Hotel to Park College's Bergen Hall. But eventually, the community decided that these children deserved a foundation of their own. And when I say the community built this, I mean it quite literally. Students from Park College, now Park University, they didn't just donate money, they baked the very soul of this building in their own kilns, hand making the bricks that still stand before me today. By the late 1890s, this place was less of a schoolhouse and more of a miracle of spatial geometry, so to speak. Imagine this. A single room built for the specific purpose of educating African American children. By 1898, teacher E.A. Robinson was looking out at 50 faces, and a year later, 69 students. Trying to fit 69 scholars into this space is like trying to fit an entire symphony orchestra into a phone booth. Picture that. It was an educational pressure cooker. And by 1902, the town realized they needed a bigger boat, so to speak. And by 1905, the original Banneker School, named after the brilliant self-taught astronomer Benjamin Banneker, fell silent. The stars that Banneker studied must have looked especially bright from here, considering the school was named after a man who fought for freedom with the same intensity he used to map the heavens. But after the bells stopped ringing, the building went through a bit of an identity crisis. It became a residence. People added kitchens, bathrooms, and fireplaces, essentially trying to tuck the 19th century into a 20th century cardigan. But by the 1980s, the school was facing a different kind of ending: demolition. Now, this is where we enter Miss Lucille S. Douglas. She wasn't just a teacher at the second Banneker School. She was a woman with the foresight of a prophet. When a developer saw a teardown, she saw a treasure. Now, she bought the property herself, saving it from the wrecking ball, and handed it to Platte County Historical Society. It wasn't just historic anymore, it was hurting. And you ask yourself, how do you save a landmark when the pockets are shallow but the hearts are deep? You get creative. Before the Banneker Foundation took the reins, this was a grassroots marathon. We're talking about raffles, picnics, and most poetically, a mountain of copper. The students at Union Chapel Elementary raised $10,000 by donating 1 million pennies. Imagine that. There's a certain beauty in that. Modern children using the smallest form of currency to save the smallest school for the biggest possible reason. Let that marinate for a minute. Now today, the mission is clear. The Banneker Foundation is stripping away the modern additions, the extra walls, the 1950s kitchen, the misplaced fireplaces, to find the 1885 heart underneath. They've already restored the original window openings and added a sturdy metal roof. And then you ask yourself, well, what's the goal? The goal is a living history museum, a place where diversity isn't just a buzzword on a corporate slide, but a tangible brick and pulp reality. As I stand here looking at these hand-fired bricks, I'm reminded that while this building is small enough to fit in the shadow of a modern high school, the lessons it teaches about persistence and the hunger for knowledge are still the biggest things in town. is just amazing with amazing history, and I would love to see this fixed up, even be active again. But this is your boy Mack Malone, the KC journalist, reporting from the Banneker School in Parkville. Peace.
Let's go. Mack Malone, he's your KC journalist. Mack Malone, he's your KC journalist. Mack Malone, he's your KC journalist. And y'all get the best from your KC journalist.